what is the biggest difference between this season's 49ers team and last season's team? I think a lot of people that are optimistic think, hey, man, this team was 3-4 last year. This is what they do. And maybe it is. But it's a different team. What do you think the biggest difference is?
Well, you got to hope, and we'll find out if these guys can stay together. We talked about Ward's comments, talked about Kittle, talked about Ayuk. The difference is we did not hear those things come out at that time. Yeah. So now it's almost as if, like you said, pointing fingers without pointing fingers.
Right.
You start to hear things like that. And, is the locker room going to start to fall apart? Now, Kyle has shown the ability to bring everybody together. And, hey, everything's going to be fine. We're winning and everything's cool. They love Kyle. But right now, I would say that's the biggest difference. Where is the train falling off the track just a little bit? And I think it's tipping a little bit.
For the first time in Kyle's tenure here, it feels like the players are starting to lack a little bit of confidence in him and his staff. I feel like they always felt like he had the answers and that he would get them eventually. And I think they're looking at him like, man, maybe you don't have the answers this year. And I think what the deal is it's not just that Mike McDaniel's gone. It's that a lot of coaches left this year, and he replaced them all with guys in their first year. Brian Greasy's never been a coach before. Leonard Hankerson, never been a wide receiver coach on his own before. Brian Fleury, never been a tight end coach before. On and on. And so you have a bunch of guys learning on the job, and they were all thinking Trey Lance this year. We're all going to be doing Trey Lance, and let's focus our energy on Trey Lance. And he goes down 5 quarters into the season, and now all these novices have to reorient their thinking on the fly and save this season with a new quarterback who's 100% different. And I don't think they've ever done anything like that before. And so Kyle has, but there's only so much one man can do. He really needs people to delegate. Like, for example, at halftime, who are you talking to? Are you talking to your position coach or the head coach?
Position coach.
So you need adjustments. Leonard Hankerson, what are you telling Debo and Ayuk at halftime? Brian Greasy, what are you telling Jimmy Garoppolo at halftime? I think this is a problem. And we're seeing the Niners have no second half offense. Well, maybe it's that they have a very, frankly, cheap, inexperienced assistant coaching staff, which is something Harbaugh never had. He always had very experienced assistant coaches on his team.
Yep, and paid.
Kyle, very expensive. And I think that was one thing that Jed didn't like. Is I don't want to spend on assistant coaches, and now he doesn't. Kyle's been very good at grooming guys that no one's heard of, but they're all gone. And now he has a bunch of guys that are struggling. Maybe they'll turn it around soon.
And it's not just the grooming the other coaches. A lot of those guys have been with him for years.
Yep.
Right? We're talking about,
it's a machine.
14,
yeah,
13, 12, 11, 10 years plus they've been with him. And now, his longest tenured coach right now might be D'Amico Ryans, who got with him in 2017.
Yeah. That's right, yeah. So there would be an unspoken thing this is what we all do in this situation. This is what I need you to do. This is what I trust from you. He has to explain it all to these people, and he doesn't necessarily, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I feel
that's the biggest loss when it comes to, a lot of people talk about the loss of McDaniel, and I think a lot of people think he's just the brains behind it, and I don't know if it's necessarily that. I think it's just more so of I just lost my partner. I lost my guy that's been with me for 15 years, and we know each other. He knows what he has to do. I know what I do. We come together. We have this great plan, and then now it's dang, I gotta do everything, and I got to explain my thinking when McDaniel knows how I think. He knows how I think. He knows what I'm doing. He knows how to suggest things, and you just lose. I don't think it's that McDaniel is just, oh, no, this is all McDaniel, why you had some success. I think it's just losing one that gets you. And I think that's been tough. I think maybe we undervalued, I don't want to say undervalued, but maybe underestimated how much change that could be, or how hard it could be for Kyle.
You've been doing a show with Brian Peacock for years, right? How long?
Yeah. Oh, no, about a year and a half now.
Year and a half? Okay. Well, that kind of ruins my point.
But
anyway,
even then.
You guys have a chemistry. You know what I'm saying? If you were just to start a new show with someone else, it wouldn't be as smooth as what you have with Brian Peacock right now, because you guys have been working together weekly, daily, for a long time.
Daily.
For a long time.
5 days a week now.
You know how he thinks. Yeah.
And that was not the case. When we first started, we would get messages on Reddit, on the little Reddit thing or in the comment, and it's like, this is trash. There's no chemistry.
Right.
This and that. And now it's like, oh, we love the show. Everybody loves it, right? But it took time.
Takes time. Yeah, it does.
To get there. And at first, a lot of people did not like it, and I think with this coaching staff, it is going to be something that might take a little bit more time. Hopefully not too much time because Kyle, I don't know. It's starting to get a little weird. So
yeah, and it's like you look at it, Jimmy. He's got the lowest QBR of his career right now. Well, Scangarello's gone, and Scangarello left partially probably because he didn't want to coach Trey Lance, maybe. But now it's Jimmy's team again. They could use someone that actually knows Jimmy, and now you got Brian Griese who's trying to figure it out. Also, I think one more thing. We were theorizing, why did these coaches leave in the offseason? And maybe it was like a purge of people that didn't want to work with Jimmy. Or maybe Jed was just cheap. And these guys got raises. Like, they tried to slash John Embry's salary. He was the assistant head coach making $1 million a year. They tried to cut it down to $400,000. That's a slap in the face. I'm sure that's left somewhere.
Huge pay cut.
It's a slap in the face. And then Wes Welker, I bet he got a raise in Miami. Like, man, if you want to keep this team together, Jed, open up your pocketbook. I'm just saying, it's something that fans don't necessarily point to, but it's something we should hold Jed accountable on, man. Don't be cheap.
And they don't have a
like you were with your stadium.
Coaches.
No, you don't. Pay for the stadium. Pay for the coaches. You have a bare bones stadium and a novice coaching staff. That's a reflection of you, Jed. Look at what they got in Buffalo right now. That's a nice stadium that they're going to put up. Meanwhile, look what you got. It's terrible. All right, let's give these coaches.
Where's that, man? Like, you're in Silicon Valley. Everything's supposed to be forward thinking out there.
Yeah, man. It looks like it was made 40 years ago.